Hey, welcome back. You know, sometimes the most extraordinary stories are born from the most desperate moments. Imagine it's 1943. The Allies are losing. The war in the Atlantic is a slaughter. And in a top-secret room in London, a group of intelligence officers are staring at a dead body, wondering if this one silent, cold man could be the key to turning the entire tide of the war. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is Hidden Histories, the Untold Files. Today, we're opening the file on one of the most audacious, bizarre, and successful deception operations in history. This is the story of Operation Mincemeat, the corpse that fooled Hitler. So let's set the stage. After pushing Axis forces out of North Africa, the Allies knew the next big move was to invade southern Europe. The obvious target? Sicily. It was the logical stepping stone. And because it was so obvious, the German high command knew it, too. An assault on a fortified Sicily would be a bloodbath. The Allies needed the Germans to look away. They needed them to believe the invasion was coming somewhere else, anywhere else. Greece and Sardinia became the chosen decoys. But how do you make the enemy believe a lie that big? You don't just send a false radio signal. You have to make them discover the truth themselves. Or rather, a beautifully crafted, perfectly packaged false truth. This is where our cast of masterminds comes in. The operation was the brainchild of two men you could call the original odd couple. There was Lieutenant Commander Ewen Montagu of British Naval Intelligence, a brilliant, detail-oriented lawyer. And there was Squadron Leader Charles Chumley of MI5, an eccentric, imaginative man with a mind for the macabre. Their plan was, on its face, insane. They would find a body, dress it as a Royal Marines officer, plant fake top-secret documents on it, and drop it from a submarine off the coast of Spain, where German-friendly agents were sure to find it. The body would appear to be a courier whose plane crashed at sea, carrying letters that revealed the Allied plans to invade Greece and Sardinia, with Sicily merely a feint. Now, the first problem, you need a body. And not just any body. It had to be a fresh corpse that showed no signs of violence or poisoning. One that would convincingly have died in a plane crash at sea from drowning or exposure. They found their man in GLYNDWR Michael, a homeless Welshman who had died from ingesting rat poison, a compound that would be untraceable after weeks in the water. With permission from his family and the utmost, if grim, respect, his body was placed into cold storage, and he began his transformation into the fictional Major William Martin. This is where the storytelling genius kicks in. Because the documents alone weren't enough, the person carrying them had to be real. So Montagu and Chumley gave him a life. They called him Bill. They created a love life for him. A fiancée named Pam, complete with a passionate love letter in her purse, a photo of her in a swimsuit, and a receipt for an engagement ring from a London jeweler. They gave him a father, a stern letter from the family solicitor. They put theater ticket stubs in his pocket, a stern notice for an overdue bill, a set of keys, even a used bus ticket. They made him messy, human, believably careless with his important briefcase, which was chained to his trench coat. Every single item was a brushstroke in a portrait of a real, living, breathing officer who had just existed. They were writing a novel, and the main character was a corpse. On April 30th, 1943, the submarine HMS Seraph surfaced in the dark waters off the Spanish port of Huelva. The canister containing Major William Martin was opened. They said a brief prayer for the man whose identity he now bore, and then they slid him gently into the sea, where the current would carry him to shore. The briefcase, with its fateful letters, was attached to his wrist. The hook was baited, and the Germans took it, completely. A Spanish fisherman found the body the next morning. As predicted, the Spanish authorities, infiltrated by Nazi agents, quickly examined the documents before handing them back to the British. They were photographed and sent straight to Berlin. Now, here's the critical moment. The intelligence had to be believed by the very top. It couldn't be dismissed as obvious disinformation. And this is where the Allies' understanding of German psychology was perfect. The Abwehr, German military intelligence, was suspicious, but their report landed on the desk of Adolf Hitler himself. And Hitler believed it. He was utterly convinced. He diverted massive defenses, entire panzer divisions, mines, patrol boats, away from Sicily and toward Greece and Sardinia. The German high command was arguing about it, but the Führer had spoken. The lie was now their truth. When the Allies stormed the beaches of Sicily on July 9, 1943, in Operation Husky, they met far less resistance than anyone had dared hope. The invasion was a success, a pivotal turning point in the war. And it was all thanks to a homeless man from Wales who, in death, saved thousands upon thousands of lives. I think about GLYNDWR Michael a lot. As an engineer, I'm trained to see systems, logistics, cause and effect. But as a storyteller, I'm drawn to the human element at the center of this incredible machine of deception. This man, who died alone and destitute, without a penny to his name, became the most important actor in a global theater of war. He had no idea. His family had no idea of the monumental role he would play. There's a profound and haunting dignity in that. Operation Mincemeat wasn't just a military victory. It was a narrative victory. It proved that the right story, told in the right way, can change the course of reality. Montagu and Chumley weren't just spy masters. They were authors, and they understood that for a story to be believed, it has to be human. It has to have love letters and overdue bills. The takeaway for me, beyond the sheer thrill of the tale, is a reminder of the power of meticulous, human-centric detail. Whether you're building a military deception, a company, or even just a convincing argument, the tiny, authentic, relatable details are what sell the bigger picture. The Germans didn't just intercept plans, they intercepted a life. And they believed it. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hidden Histories, The Untold Files. If this story of a corpse that changed world history captivated you, please share it with someone. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss a file. This show is produced by Light Knot Studios. You can find more of our work and support independent storytelling by visiting us at https://www.lightknotstudios.com. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. Until next time, keep questioning the stories you think you know.